She makes like video content of old games, like
I'm sorry,
Juggernaut.
baby.
Alright, if you're gonna have these conversations, can you please let me know?
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
They're being insanely loud.
I am. I'm sorry. I was too loud, guys.
I gotta feel in trouble.
I'm sorry. My wife wants to go to sleep. I'm sorry, guys.
Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show, the DSP Morning Show. How you doing? It's time to chill with Phil. It's the DSP Morning Show for Tuesday, the 31st of March, 2026. It's the final day of the month, and what a month it has been. We had a good combination of content this month that added a lot of variety to the channel for sure. And it's time to relax and have a good time hanging out before my next stream of Crimson Desert, which is a big question mark because here's the deal with Crimson Desert, okay? When I first played it, the whole appeal of that initial stream was, let's see what Phil thinks of this game that is completely uncertain. The reviewers completely disagree on it. No one knows if it's good or not. Let's get Phil's opinion, correct? That's exactly what it was. The second stream was, after Phil said it kind of sucked, he's coming back to it after a week, after it's been patched and improved. Will he like it more? Will he not like it more? Will he actually take on the challenges that beat him the first stream? And will he overcome or will he fail miserably? So the second stream had that level of appeal. But here and now lies the challenge and the true question. Now that Crimson Desert is going to be played as a playthrough starting today, how will it do? Will people actually show up and hang out and engage with the content and talk with me as I play? Will they support the stream and say, yes, we want more? Or will this game fizzle out like an open world RPG that's boring and doesn't have a lot of interesting content? I don't know. I've heard so many different opinions about this game at this point, right? There's some people that say, no, it is boring. And there's others that say, I've played 100 hours and I'm still, heading into another area. It's like, geez. So what kind of a game is it? I guess it really may depend on what kind of a gamer you are and what you're looking for in a game. That might determine if you like the game or not. See, for me, if I can get an audience that will come and hang out with me and we're having a good time, as long as the game isn't like torture, you know what I mean? Like there have been games that they're just not fun at all in any way to experience or play. And that, okay, I'm not going to force myself to play a game I absolutely hate. That's kind of counterproductive. But as long as the game is playable, the game has fun elements, the game has content, and we're all enjoying it, I'm okay with being here for the ride, So today really is the real test for Crimson Desert to see if it'll work as a game that we will play at length or a game that we'll only play a couple of times and then we're like, nah, all right, we know what it is, forget it. I don't know. Let's find out. The truth is, now is the time for a game that is lengthy, has a lot of content, and we could sink our teeth into because there's not much else going on. To be honest with you, there's just not a lot else going on in gaming right now. We have to wait till around the middle to second half of April before the big actual high-profile releases start hitting. So since we have to wait so long for those, it's good to have a game like this right now. So let's find out together if it's good or not based on our own enjoyment and criteria. Okay? All right. So welcome to the show, everyone. Let's first of all say hello to everyone. And then let's do some interaction. Let's have some fun. We got some shout outs to do. People are already talking about the game. But let's say what's up. Good morning, everyone. On the YouTube side, who do we got today? We've got Layla the Witch, Joe K. JFS, Heartbreaker, King of the Void is here. Soul at 2 a.m. is here. Axion. Who else? Real Goose. And more. Grandmaster Scrub is here. What's up? Mr. Magoo's Eye Doctor. What's going on? Momo Chai, how are you? On the kick side, we got Toasty Chestnuts, Iki, Generational Roche, username already taken, Master Shake, RGB, Rodney Rooney, Snow Carl's Son, Spoons, Rukia, Virtual Boy Defeats DSP, and more. So how y'all doing this morning? I hope you're doing well, and I'm excited for another fun day of content. Today, complete and polar opposite of yesterday. We've got Crimson Desert, which is a question mark, but also it has a lot of action, a lot of combat. And then we've got Street Fighter 6 tonight, which is all combat. So we've got all action as opposed to yesterday was a more laid back, chill day. Today's a more action packed day. I like the fact that we have variety in the content, you know? Very good. Okay, so let's do some shout outs to start. I know that Layla was trying to talk about the game. I missed a message because she said it when I was doing the intro to the show. Well, I'll see what she had to say. But first, we start off today with Mark Never Bad, who did a $5 super chat and says, "Good luck, Phil." Let's get Mark on there and then we'll see what he has to say. Thank you, Mark. Okay, he says, "I'm on chapter 5. I still have over 100 quests in the starting area to complete. This is a long-term game for sure." See, but this is exactly the question that I presented before the game came out. Sure, there's 100 quests in the starter area. Are any of them meaningful? Do they have unique and interesting stories? Do they actually give you stuff that you need as rewards that you need to do them? Or is this a case of quantity over quality? That's the question. Because if they pulled off another Witcher 3, then that's amazing. But if they pulled off another fetch quest, open world garbage game where it's just repetitive nonsense and there's no reason to do any of it, then it doesn't matter that there's 100 quests in the starter area, you see? Okay, Soul at 2 a.m. did a $2 super chat and says, "What's the difference between a pie and a cobbler?" I'm not a baker, but to my knowledge, a pie is a baked pastry in which you put fillings and it's encased in a crust. So it has like a top, whether it's a lattice work or a flat top, and it has an actual crust in a pan that, goes around the bottom edge. So when you cut a piece of pie, it's meant to be like a wedge shape and it retains that shape. That's how you eat the pie. A cobbler is a similar baked good, but it's not meant to retain any kind of shape or structure. Basically, the cobbler breaks apart and becomes like a crumbled dessert, and that's fine. I think that's the difference. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. I'm not a baker. You'd have to actually research online to get the true answer to that question, but that's from my off of the top of my head knowledge. Okay? Okay. All right. Now let's see what people have to say because people were talking about it. Chippewa says, "I'd like to see what the settlement building system is like. Hopefully you get to that today. It sounds really rewarding." I don't even know what that means. The settlement building system? What is this, Fallout 4? Okay. Layla the Witch says, "Totally up to you. I would recommend doing main quests until you complete all of chapter 4. You'll get a skill that makes puzzles and exploring a lot easier." All right, so I just finished chapter 2. The only thing that I think I want to do, since I killed the excavator, that's for that faction quest, for that group, that family or whatever. I probably want to go back to that family, get my reward for killing the excavator, and maybe continue that quest line as a side quest line. And then maybe everything else I do will be related to the main quest for chapter 3. That's kind of what I'm thinking. Did I do any mining of iron and copper yet? No. I found some copper and iron just by breaking stuff, but I didn't even get a pickaxe. Like, I think I have one because I bought it, but I know there's supposed to be a mission where you go talk to someone to give you a pickaxe, and I didn't even do that. Like, I don't even have that. So, yeah. I don't think it's even been explained, honestly, that, that mechanic exists in the game while I've been playing. Did I do any mining of iron and copper yet? No. I found some copper and iron just by breaking stuff, but I didn't even get a pickaxe. Like, I think I have one because I bought it, but I know there's supposed to be a mission where you go talk to someone to give you a pickaxe, and I didn't even do that. Like, I don't even have that. So, yeah. I don't think it's even been explained, honestly, that, that mechanic exists in the game while I've been playing. I think my first day I put out 4 videos, and it was around 4.5 hours. And then last time I played, it was around 2.5. So I'm probably around 6 to 7 hours in. I mean, I don't think that's happened yet in the game. Momo Chai says, "I'd recommend mining for iron and copper, getting timber, and upgrading armor and weapons." There you go. But again, the game, here's the thing. Here's why I actually think people are having different experiences with Crimson Desert, because the game doesn't have structure, okay? And for some, they'll be like, "Wow, that's amazing, sandbox concept, do whatever you want in any order." But the problem with that, when you have a game that has no structure, it means that people will have completely different experiences in the game, and it could actually lead to bad experiences. So, for example, what if someone never encounters the mining and crafting mechanic? What if you go wander off and you're doing stuff and you don't even understand that you can mine and upgrade your materials? Now, would that be your fault? I mean, no, it could be chance. You just don't walk into the mission. You don't encounter that thing and you don't realize it's important. And now you're playing the game for 20, 30 hours with under-leveled gear, and people watch your playthrough and they're like, haha, you suck because your gear's not leveled. No. The game doesn't have structure. The game didn't show you that you could do it, so how the fuck would you know? That's a problem with modern game design. And I'm sorry, because I know that some people traditionally say, oh, traditionally sandbox games don't hold your hand. It's 2026, folks. If I spend $70 on a game, I want the game to say, hey, here's what's present in me so you can play me and enjoy me. Not here, fuck around for 20 hours and hopefully by chance you run into the stuff that's good. I don't want that. I just want the stuff that's good. You understand? And maybe that's because I'm getting older and I actually want to get to the best parts of the game earlier. Or maybe it's because I want to entertain the audience and not put you to sleep, wandering around and just doing boring shit because we can't find the good stuff. But there has to be structure. And if the game doesn't have it, that's a flaw in my opinion. You can disagree, and that's fine. We can agree to disagree on that. Some people do like games where you're just wandering endlessly and encounter things and figure things out willy-nilly for yourself. I don't like that. I want a game that has structure, that defines the actual mechanics of the game so I understand them. You know what I mean? Like, people are posting up stuff like, wow, I'm 50 hours into Crimson Desert and the barber just unlocked. I can change my hair. To which I say, that's terrible. I shouldn't have to play 50 hours for a simple customization option. Why are you praising that? That's bad game design. That's stupidity. If you think that's good, you are like ignorant. Why would you think that's good? I don't understand. Let's see what else people have to say here. King of the Void says it's like 90s or early 2000s. You had to ask other kids who are playing the game or check game facts. There you go. Or historically, no. Let's be real. Buy the strategy guide. That's what it used to be, is they want you to go spend another $20+ on this big ass strategy guide that has everything in it so you understand it. That's what it is, right? Bosnian Hog Hunter says, I think with how much they focus on quantity of superfluous mechanics, they've sacrificed polish needed to have great core gameplay in combat and progression. Sky Jogger says, that's the point, DSP. You get to figure out that's part of the fun. Sometimes the journey is more fun than the destination. Again, I think, here's the thing. I respect that opinion. I 100% respect it. If you're playing Crimson Desert and you're having a great time exploring the open world, having, just discovering things, then I guess the game has succeeded because you're being entertained, right? So that's cool. Today, as we play, if I'm encountering fun things and we're enjoying our time, then the game has done its job. If we happen to just run into boring stuff or can't find meaningful stuff and we feel frustrated by the end of the stream, then that means the game it hasn't done a good job. I don't know. Again, for me, I feel like everyone should enjoy the game. If the game is designed in a way that's so open and so unguided that two people can have completely different experiences, one good and one terrible, then that's kind of a problem. We both paid the same money for the game. We both paid $70. So why does this guy happen to have a great time because he ran into all the good stuff by complete luck, and this guy over here is bored to tears and hates the game because he can't find anything, right? Bonos Temo says, Asmongold apparently agrees with you in his latest videos on Crimson Desert. Shouldn't take long for a game to be good. You know about all these mechanics and quests you haven't encountered in the game yet. What are you talking about? That people are telling me about them in the chat right now. I'm a live streamer. I have an audience that talks to me in a chat, and I read the chat, and that's how I gain knowledge of things that we're discussing. Maybe you didn't understand that's how this works. I'm not talking to myself. I'm actually reading a chat room. Did you know that? Maybe you didn't. Check it out. It's youtube.com/DSP Gaming. You can see the chat, or kick.com/DSP Gaming Reel. You can see the chats live. Were you aware of that? I figured if you were watching a live stream, you understood the mechanics of a stream. I guess not. Okay. Hoi, yoi, yoi. Thanks for $1. What's up, Joshua? How are you?